The poor work for money while the rich make money work for them. A shift in mindset from earning wages to building assets is the first step toward financial freedom. Wealth isn't just a number, it's a mindset. The rich think in terms of opportunity and abundance, while the poor see only risk and scarcity. A poor mindset says, "I can't afford it." A rich mindset asks, "How can I afford it?" One limits possibilities, the other opens doors. While the poor chase job security, the rich build systems that create freedom. True wealth is measured by how long you can live without working. The rich invest in knowledge because they know education pays the highest dividends. The poor stop learning after school and wonder why they stay stuck. Rich minds see problems as opportunities. Poor minds see opportunities as problems. The poor teach their kids to avoid risks. The rich teach their kids how to manage risks. That's the difference between surviving and thriving. Don't say, "I'm not good at money." Say, "I'm learning how to master money." The rich don't let ignorance stop them. They learn their way to success. Time is a rich person's greatest asset and a poor person's biggest liability. Spend time creating, not just consuming. While poor minds complain about the system, rich minds create new systems and become the ones who change the rules. Money is not evil. Ignorance about money is. The poor fear it, the rich study it, and the wealthy master it. The rich don't work for money. They work for purpose, passion, and freedom. Money becomes the byproduct of their value. Assets feed you, liabilities eat you. The poor feed their liabilities, the rich feed their assets. Most people work hard to make their boss rich. Rich minds work smart to make themselves free. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep, invest, and grow. Rich people play to win. Poor people play not to lose. The difference lies in courage and commitment. The rich see every dollar as a soldier that can be sent out to earn more dollars. The poor see money as something to spend. Success is not inherited. It is earned by learning what the wealthy know and having the courage to apply it. The poor trade time for money. The rich use money to buy time. One stays busy, the other stays free. Fear of failure holds poor minds hostage. The rich see failure as feedback, a necessary step toward greatness. Poor people buy luxuries with debt. Rich people buy assets that pay for their luxuries. The greatest risk is not taking any risk. While the poor avoid failure, the rich pursue progress. The rich think long-term, while the poor live paycheck to paycheck. Patience is the currency of wealth. Being broke is temporary. Being poor is a mindset. The rich escape poverty by changing the way they think. Schools teach you to be an employee. The rich educate themselves to be leaders, investors, and creators. Poor minds focus on saving pennies. Rich minds focus on earning thousands. You can either be controlled by money or you can control money. The poor obey money. The rich master it. The rich learn how to sell, invest, and lead. These are skills schools never teach, but life demands. Debt used wisely builds empires. Debt used foolishly builds chains. The rich understand the difference. Poor people want to look rich. Rich people want to be free. Don't let image bankrupt your future. The rich talk about ideas. The poor talk about people. Your conversation reveals your mindset. Rich people plan 3 steps ahead. Poor people think 1 day at a time. The rich focus on building streams of income. The poor depend on one job and live in fear of losing it. If you want to be rich, stop seeking permission and start seeking knowledge. The poor think a paycheck is security. The rich know financial education is power. You can either build your dream or build someone else's. The rich choose to build. You can't grow rich in comfort. The rich embrace discomfort, risk, and sacrifice. Rich people buy time by hiring others. Poor people sell time and wonder why it runs out. If you want to be rich, stop trying to fit in. Stand out. Take the path less followed. Financial freedom is not about luck. It's about discipline, knowledge, and the right mindset. A rich life begins with a rich mind. Change your thoughts, and your wealth will follow. Don't work for money. Learn how money works and make it work for you. A poor mindset sees bills as burdens. A rich mindset sees them as signs of opportunity to earn more. The rich value financial literacy more than academic grades. One prepares you for life, the other for a job. You either master your emotions or your emotions master your money. The rich stay calm, focused, and strategic. Rich people ask, "What's the return on investment?" Poor people ask, "Can I afford it right now?" Wealth is built in the mind before it's seen in the bank. Vision creates value. If you hang around people who blame and complain, you stay poor. The rich surround themselves with winners and learners. Never say, "I don't have money." Say, "I'm finding ways to make money work for me." Your language creates your reality. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about getting rich smart. The poor chase speed, the rich chase strategy. Poor people spend money to impress others. Rich people invest money to create a future others will admire. The poor believe money is the root of all evil. The rich understand that ignorance about money is the real danger. A poor mindset looks for discounts. A rich mindset looks for value and leverage. Rich people learn from mentors. Poor people learn from mistakes, and often repeat them. Money in a poor man's hand is a burden. Money in a rich man's hand is a tool. You can't escape poverty with the same mindset that created it. Change your thinking to change your life. Poor people look for jobs. Rich people create them. The rich don't save to be safe. They invest to grow. Growth beats safety in the long run. While the poor are emotional about money, the rich are strategic. Master your emotions, master your wealth. Rich people track their income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Poor people avoid the numbers and blame bad luck. Financial freedom is not earned by working hard. It's earned by thinking smart and acting with courage. The poor build habits of spending. The rich build habits of investing. Rich people solve problems for profit. Poor people complain about problems and stay broke. Money doesn't change you. It reveals who you are. The rich use it as a mirror, not a mask. Poor minds ask for guarantees. Rich minds create their own security. A rich mindset builds a future even when the present is uncertain. Poor people blame circumstances. Rich people build new circumstances. The rich don't fear debt. They understand how to use it as leverage. A paycheck might feed your present, but only assets will secure your future. Poor people want comfort now. Rich people delay comfort to build wealth that lasts. Success isn't in the bank account. It starts in the mindset that creates the account. If your money mindset doesn't evolve, neither will your lifestyle. Rich people measure progress in years. Poor people measure in days. Every dollar you spend today either feeds your wealth or your poverty. Rich people don't wait for opportunities. They create them. The rich plan generations ahead. The poor plan only for the weekend. Poor people spend before saving. Rich people save before spending. A rich mindset focuses on building equity. A poor mindset focuses on earning wages. Your financial habits are stronger than your income. Fix your habits, not just your paycheck. Rich people hire people smarter than them. Poor people fear being outshined. The poor chase money. The rich attract it through value. Rich people multiply money with skills. Poor people divide it with bad decisions. Most people are one mindset shift away from a better life, but resist it because it's uncomfortable. Money flows to those who understand systems, not those who follow routines. Your financial future depends on your ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Poor people seek entertainment. Rich people seek education. The biggest asset the rich have is their ability to think independently. Rich people prepare for economic winters. Poor people are surprised when the storm comes. The rich don't fear challenges. They turn them into business ideas. Poor people work hard to survive. Rich people work smart to thrive. If you don't control your money will control your life. Rich people ask empowering questions. Poor people ask limiting questions. Don't be loyal to a job. Be loyal to your vision. Poor people chase money. Rich people attract it by solving real problems. The mindset you carry determines the lifestyle you live. Money isn't earned with time. It's created with strategy. The poor wait for perfect timing. The rich act and adapt. Rich people don't fear losing. They fear not trying. Poor people are controlled by fear. Rich people are driven by purpose. You're not stuck. You're just thinking like someone who is. Poor people focus on prices. Rich people focus on value. Wealthy people never stop learning. Poor people stop the day school ends. The rich know that money is a game, and they learn the rules early. A poor mindset waits for rescue. A rich mindset creates solutions. Rich people invest in relationships, networks, and partnerships. Poor people isolate and compete. You can't rise financially until you rise mentally. The poor fear taxes. The rich learn to use tax laws legally to their benefit. Don't live for the weekend. Live for your purpose. Poor people avoid pressure. Rich people grow through pressure. The rich build brands. The poor remain nameless. Money grows where courage lives. You can't earn beyond your level of belief. Poor people think small to avoid disappointment. Rich people think big to create impact. Becoming rich starts by deciding you deserve better. A rich life is built in silence by decisions no one sees. Invest in what makes money while you sleep. That's true freedom. The poor wait for luck. The rich rely on discipline. A poor mindset is reactive. A rich mindset is proactive. The poor sell hours. The rich sell value. Rich people don't work more. They work smarter. The poor hate selling. The rich master it. If you don't learn how to multiply money, you'll always be chasing it. Don't buy things you don't need with money you don't have to impress people you don't like. The rich build portfolios. The poor build clutter. You either build your dream or become part of someone else's. Money follows clarity. Get clear on your vision. The poor ask, what if it goes wrong? The rich ask, what if it works? Build something once that pays you forever. The rich think beyond survival. They plan for legacy. A rich mindset seeks knowledge, not entertainment. Poor people want rewards without risk. Rich people accept risk for greater rewards. Rich people focus on building systems. Poor people focus on building routines. Your job is not your life. It's a vehicle. Build something bigger. Rich people think beyond borders. Poor people think within boxes. If you want rich results, build rich routines. The poor wait for inspiration. The rich act on commitment. You'll never grow rich thinking like a victim. Money flows where value is created, not where time is spent. The poor panic in recessions. The rich prepare and profit. Your financial growth is tied to your personal growth. Rich people buy assets first, then luxuries. Poor people buy luxuries first, then debt. Poor people think short-term gain. Rich people think long-term wealth. A rich mindset doesn't complain. It calculates, creates, and conquers. You are one money skill away from financial peace. Financial literacy is more powerful than a high salary. The poor ask, how much does it cost? The rich ask, how much will it make? The poor fear rejection. The rich learn from every no. Becoming wealthy is about unlearning what kept you poor. You are not your job title. You are your financial strategy. Wealth is built in silence, maintained with discipline, and grown with vision. The poor often believe that hard work alone leads to success. But the rich understand that while hard work is essential, it is strategic thinking, financial literacy, and taking calculated risks that truly unlock wealth. You can work tirelessly for decades, but unless your efforts are multiplied by knowledge and investment, you'll remain stuck in the same cycle. Poor people fear debt because they don't understand it. Rich people master debt and use it as a tool to leverage opportunities, acquire assets, and scale wealth. The mindset that treats all debt as dangerous misses the point. It's not about debt itself, but about how wisely you use it. Rich people don't see problems as dead ends. They see them as billion-dollar opportunities waiting to be solved. A poor mindset complains, withdraws, and waits. A rich mindset analyzes, adapts, and takes action. The world doesn't reward those who react. It rewards those who create. Most people stay poor not because of a lack of money, but because of a lack of belief. The rich believe they are capable of more, worthy of more, and destined for more. That belief fuels the actions that create wealth. Belief is the foundation of every fortune. Rich people value time more than money. They delegate tasks, automate income, and invest their hours into building systems. Poor people trade time for money their entire lives and wonder why they never escape the rat race. Time, once spent, never returns. Choose wisely how you invest yours. In the poor mindset, failure is feared, avoided, and ridiculed. In the rich mindset, failure is feedback, a teacher that brings you closer to mastery. Every successful entrepreneur has failed more times than the average person has even tried. Don't run from failure. Use it as fuel. The rich understand that true wealth lies in freedom, the ability to choose how to live, work, and give. It's not about having millions in the bank, but having control over your time, your purpose, and your legacy. Poor people chase income. Rich people chase independence. While the poor see money as something to spend, the rich see money as a tool to build, protect, and multiply value. Every dollar has a purpose in the hands of the wealthy. In the hands of the unaware, it disappears before it has a chance to grow. You can't become financially free with the same habits that keep you financially stuck. The rich develop discipline in budgeting, investing, and learning. The poor often avoid their bank balances, fearing the truth. Freedom begins the moment you face your finances with honesty and action. Rich people don't focus on being liked. They focus on being respected for the value they bring. Poor people often avoid conflict, play it safe, and suppress their potential for the sake of acceptance. True success comes when you choose growth over comfort. Wealth doesn't start with money. It starts with decisions. The rich decide to learn what others avoid, to do what others won't, and to risk what others fear. Every wealthy person was once an ordinary individual who made extraordinary choices. The poor seek quick wins, lotteries, schemes, and shortcuts. The rich seek long-term value, assets, skills, and compound growth. Patience is a superpower that the wealthy understand and practice, while the poor often quit right before success arrives. Rich people constantly invest in their minds, knowing that mindset multiplies money. A poor person could win the lottery and lose it in a year, while a rich-minded person could lose everything and rebuild it faster. Mindset is the only true insurance. The difference between rich and poor isn't intelligence, it's financial awareness. Rich people ask better questions. What is my return on investment? How does this decision impact my future self? Poor people rarely stop to ask why they spend, what they earn, or where their money flows. A rich person sees their life as a business. They manage their brand, protect their time, invest their profits, and always look for expansion. A poor person sees life as a paycheck cycle. One vision leads to freedom, the other to frustration. Poor people often say, "Money isn't everything." Rich people reply, "It's not everything, but it affects everything." Until you master money, you're at its mercy. Mastering money means more options, more freedom, and more impact. While the poor aim to retire, the rich aim to create. Retirement is not the goal. It's a concept invented to stop people from dreaming. The wealthy never stop building because they love what they've created and the purpose it brings. The poor see jobs as security. The rich see them as stepping stones. A job should be temporary, a launch pad to something greater. Don't get stuck in the comfort zone that keeps you from your full potential. Rich people don't spend hours watching others succeed online. They use that time to work on their own dreams. Time is either invested in your growth or wasted on someone else's highlight reel. The wealthy build legacies, not lifestyles. While the poor spend to impress strangers, the rich build for generations they may never meet. One lives for today's applause, the other for tomorrow's abundance. Your salary is someone else's measurement of your worth. Your wealth is your own. Don't let a paycheck define your potential. The poor believe success comes from luck. The rich know success comes from preparation, timing, and execution. Waiting for luck is the fastest way to stay broke. Most people avoid learning about money because it's uncomfortable. The rich become obsessed with it because they know money touches every part of life. What you avoid will always control you. Rich people understand, if you don't build assets, you'll work forever. Passive income is not a dream, it's a decision. Poor people say, I wish I could afford that. Rich people say, how can I afford that? One mindset stops growth, the other triggers it. The poor treat weekends as escape. The rich treat them as leverage. What you do when the world is resting determines how fast you rise. The rich don't just read books, they apply them. Knowledge is potential power. Applied knowledge is unstoppable. Your circle matters. If everyone around you talks about spending, you'll spend. If they talk about building wealth, you'll build. Surround yourself with those who stretch your mindset. Poor people often wait for someone to save them. Rich people realize no one's coming and become their own hero. A rich mindset understands that comfort kills ambition. Struggle is where character is forged and fortunes are built. You don't need more jobs, you need more skills. Skills build confidence, options, and income streams. The rich invest in sharpening their edge. Don't just earn, multiply. Don't just save. Invest. Don't just survive. Build. This is how the rich separate from the poor. Every decision you make with money either builds your future or buries it. Spend with vision. Invest with intention. You can either be owned by money or be an owner of money. One is slavery. The other is freedom. The rich know that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Discipline, not speed, determines who finishes the race. Poor people look for jobs that pay more. Rich people look for assets that pay forever. Don't let school be your last education. The rich are lifelong students of money, psychology, and opportunity. The poor fear investing. The rich fear being dependent on a paycheck forever. Which fear drives you will shape your destiny. Financial growth requires emotional maturity. If your spending is emotional, your bank account will always be unstable. Your past doesn't define your wealth, your mindset does. The rich aren't born. They are built from belief and action. Poor people confuse movement with progress. The rich measure outcomes, not effort. The rich ask themselves daily, is what I'm doing today moving me closer to freedom? The poor rarely stop to question. The real flex is waking up with purpose, peace, and financial freedom, not a new outfit or a luxury car on credit. Rich people understand that money is not the goal, it's the tool. The goal is choice, time, impact, and peace of mind. A rich life isn't just about cash flow. It's about freedom of thought, freedom of time, and freedom to live with intention. The poor blame the system. The rich learn the system and then build their own. No one becomes wealthy by accident. Wealth is the outcome of decisions most are unwilling to make. Rich people don't hustle harder, they hustle smarter. Intelligence applied beats hard work without direction every time. When you're financially free, you don't just buy nicer things. You buy back your life, your peace, and your purpose. You weren't born to pay bills and die. You were born to learn, grow, and leave a legacy. Break the cycle. Start now.